use some cheese.
I could use a lot of cheese.
I love cheese.
Here
we go. Now, remember, we are 1-1 right now. So this is no longer a best of 5. This is now a best of 3.
Oh, I like the way you put that.
You just got to win 2 games.
It's all about perspective.
You know,
all about perspective.
Any top team will tell you if it forces game 5, you're not winning a best of 3 anymore. You just got to win 1 game.
Yep. I mean, that's what we saw out of Team Solo Mid. If you guys watched the summer finals, they were down 2 games. AFK took the first 2 out of the best of 5 set, and we spoke to some of the players afterwards, and it's like, look, you look at each of these games as the best of 1. You just try and win what you can. So that's what we're going to see at a Rival and Enemy this time around. The bans are good. Ao Kuang and Athena out of Rival, and Ratatasker and the dog Fenrir out of Enemy.
This is Bologna, right? I mean, there should be no real decision to be made here. Bologna gets locked in.
Roma Invicta. It's actually interesting. She only wins 49% of the time. But it's always a good choice to pick her.
Well, you know, I think she's won like almost every game recently, though.
Yeah. We've seen players just get better with her and understand that Eagles Rally is much more than a stun. 50 protections in that circle at level 20.
It's not a joke.
Intense, along with power being giving as well. But on the other side of the table, Rival pick up Geb and Isis, 2 gods that have been very, very powerful in this particular set.
It seems like Space Control is just favored more than anything else in this current meta. That's why we don't see characters like Habwa.
But speaking of Space Control, watch.
I thought you were going to say Humbots because he has a spaceman skin. Space monkey.
Why would I ever be that cheesy?
Really?
Do I look like that to you? I really hope Turtleman picks up a shell this game. We see Medusa most likely on the side of Enemy taken away from Turtleman for Rival. He played a very good Medusa in game 1.
We're going to see the first, I think, like real non-Apollo versus Medusa, right? Second time this set. Freya could come back. We didn't see her do all that well. Oh, yee!
Oh, Jesus! I like it. I love it. I really, really like it, actually. I think Hou-Yi brings a lot to the table. And looking at how much of the last 2 games were played in the jungle, Hou-Yi really excels there because there's just so many walls to bounce his trick shot off of. So look for some cool stuff and exciting. Hou-Yi is really a tell of just how many hours that the Hunter has really put in the gym because of how technical he is.
I'm very surprised to see them ban out Ymir here and not the Sun Wukong, which gets through immediately. Enemy has a very sustainable roster compared to Rival, who's going for we control every part of the map.
Sobek is going to look for, well, we'll see where Sobek winds up. He'll be the support, Sun Wukong in the solo lane as we get into the game right here, right now. Game number 3, Rival versus Enemy. All for the chips on the SPL.
All right, so we're in. We're going to start off by walking around with Azaleus. Starting out, it looks like with that the Dev's Glove start. Nothing crazy. Medusa going into Transcendence once again.
The Dev's Glove start, that's the one that I like to see. It's a little safer, although it is less damage. How does the matchup change? I mean, Medusa she'll just have to take less poke than the Hou-Yi who can heal it
she also has 3 potions plus 3 mana potions compared to Vesalius' 1 health pot. So she actually winds up having more sustainability in lane in the first, I would say, 3 or 4 minutes. After that,
later on, though,
it gets about even, really.
Really?
Mytheria, again, Potion of Magical Might. Bologna looks like not this time.
No, Skeleton with Bologna in the jungle, leaving Awesome to the max on the Sun Wukong that he played so well the first time around in the solo lane. We'll see if he can bring the magic that he did. I mean, the first game, Brandon, that's the only name we said for the most part, was Awesome to the max. Osiris wasn't a slouch, but Sun Wukong is really where we saw Awesome bring the thunder.
So again, it looks like Mytheria leaves the base probably like 6 seconds too soon, maybe 5 seconds too soon. Again, not a huge deal. But if that 5 seconds winds up being the difference between a kill or not, you know, it's going to hurt.
It'll be the difference between a kill.
Paradigm start. Beautiful. As you saw, Awesome to the max, using the cudgel to not only hit the speed buff, but the back camps as well, ensuring quicker overall clear time.
Mid camps started by Enemy on the left-hand side, and then they'll hit their purple buff as well, leaving the red alone for the mid lane to grab a little bit later because of that Paradigm start. A lot of fun stuff. Interesting to see which teams go which route, because with the Paradigm start, you're actually putting your mid laner behind by just a little bit.
All right, so right side camp's going to be going to red, it seems. Rival having, it seems like the better start overall. No, actually... it's pretty much even. The only thing to consider is Enemy did not get both of their back camps to start. So realistically, that's the only difference. So a small win right there for Red.
I mean, Rival's leading by about 50 gold. So it's the small steps that turn into the big ones. We'll see if Rival can continue making the right decisions as they head into their jungle and pick up their red buff for the best, back in his natural position of mid lane.
Speaking of red buffs, we're going to get another one from the blue side. Jeremy picking that up. On Relinquish gets soloed. Level 3, awesome to the max. Looking around there is like, I know there was a solo laner here somewhere. Someone find me someone else to fight.
I mean, Unrelinquished, this is the matchup we saw in the first game.
Right.
That I don't know what happened, but Unrelinquished did not fall that easily in game 1.
He should have relinquished that lane pressure.
That's when I hit you with the hot silence. I just hit you with the hot silence. Okay, knocks me out. Mama said knocks you out.
Awesome to the max is in a great position, though. Coming out of the base with boots here, he's going to have a lot of damage online, and it seems that we are going to have a mystical male rush once again from Unrelinquished, but if you do the death toll first, it puts you so far behind.
So why... What does the death toll actually bring? Are you really getting that much sustain out of the death toll as a tier?
That's why I'm always so confused at why they would do that. See, with Sun Wukong, I can definitely see it.
Sure.
Right, he has 2 major damaging spells. He has the knockback plus stun. He's auto-attacking a lot because of his passive, right? And then he has passive protections. Like, there's no threat there. But tier? Speaking of tier.
Tier's going to be in tears in just a second. Skeleton over the top. The dash is good. He'll be safe. But the decoy to tank the tower, so important in these early parts of the game. Just a couple of hits. Awesome. Not able to secure it.
Oh, you need to let that one. Yeah, good. Smart. Do not rush that down. Awesome to the max will survive. Unrelinquished, though. It's important to note that he basically just got back to lane. And even though he doesn't die, this is still a goal loss for him.
It is a goal loss, but it's so important that he doesn't die here, Brandon. I mean, he'll have to back and lose a little bit. But
he's basically Umi. I mean, he can't stick around for too long, and he knows that. This is why we see Matheria rotating over. They need some pressure in the solo lane. If Awesome chooses to stick around and be greedy, they need to punish him for it.
It doesn't look like he will. We'll see the back out of Awesome the match.
Boots
Finish
and teleport.
The boots and get the teleport, so he'll be back in that solo lane in a jiffy. And the left-hand Harpies are being fought over just a little bit. Looks like they went to the best.
I think that was a 1-for-1.
Yeah, take a look at that. Graph show. Went both ways. One of each.
Boop. Yeah, real quick. Right side camp's about to respawn as well. Let's see here. 4 people from red really want this.
Huge commit.
Yeah, a little bit strange. Ho Yi definitely should not be here.
No, he's a long way away from the long lane. That'll give Medusa the full wave. We'll see if she opts to clear it and push on the tower or freeze the wave and strip experience away. I mean, he's not going to be able to get that experience anyway, so she should just push it.
She went into the purple instead. I don't know if they've recognized that Ho Yi walked over.
Right.
Overall, though, he's going to wind up not really losing all that much. There was a 3 creep advantage in that lane, and as a result, it looks like the blue creeps are still a wave strong. He missed 2 creeps for that rotation, and that really should never be the case.
I mean, you know, we're sitting here, and it sounds like we're splitting hairs, but the difference is 2 creeps as opposed to he could have missed that entire wave.
That's true. I mean,
that's really what we're looking at here.
He should have lost at least 6.
Right. That's what we're really looking at here. Not the fact that he missed 2, but the fact that he should have missed 6, which when you start to miss entire waves, that's really when small misplays become into larger misplays. But good for the Ho Yi and the rest of Team Rival. Not that much being taken advantage of in the long lane by enemy and their new Hunter Turtleman. Like I said, it could be a rename or it could be a new player. And these are the small things that you'll see the veteran players learn as they spend time at the top level.
Look at these charts. Look at this. First of all, I don't think I've ever seen a game in which Sobek has done no damage by 5 minutes. Like
0?
Sickening Strike literally can't miss. Like it's a cone.
I mean, it can. Nemesis actually literally can't miss.
Fair. Unrelinquished, you can see getting kind of dominated in lane. It's at almost 6 times the damage.
Yep.
Rough.
Well, I mean, there's the Fear No Evil in the mid lane. Jerby all alone, stunned, confused, and dead. Matheria gets the kill. 1-for-1. That'll even things up for Team Rival, trailing by 200 gold, which is a bunch of nothing.
See, I really like that combo there. I mean, that's what you're looking for at high-level play is proper use of CC. So they use the Fear No Evil. As they're about to leave it, he gets hit by the Cataclysm. As the Cataclysm ends, Shockwave to knock him up. No beads will save him. They need to give this up, though. This should not be done.
This is a greedy call. Sobek flips Matheria into a bunch of teammates. Matheria will jump away, being the monkey that he is. Spread out is enemy, so Rival stopped. I liked that. They went for the gold sphere. They tried for it. Enemy showed up, and they said, fine, we'll leave.
So we're going to talk a little bit about the duo lane here. You see Vesalius again versus Turtleman. Turtleman hitting level 8 right there. Let's see if Vesalius gets it. Can we check in with Vesalius real quick before we head to the mid camps? And yes, it looks like he will hit level 8 off this next wave. So he is slightly behind.
Just slightly. Left cam spawn up. They go the way of enemy. Right cams, they are delayed a little bit. So we'll see if teams opt to fight over that one as we spend time in the solo lane. Austin to the max and Unrelinquished looking a little bit more even now, despite the fact that gold is anything but 600 gold on the side of the monkey.
Yeah, wow, look at that. He's going to go right into Smithy's hammer, trying to reduce some of that damage. Remember, there is both a physical solo laner and a physical jungler, meaning he's going to get double usage out of that physical protection.
And it comes faster than the Mystical Mal, which is really the other option. Met Yankee, ultimate, Mytheria, ultimate, Skeleton, stepped on, slowed, Roman Invicta on the other side. One more hit, but he's stopped. No basics out of the Isis, but he dies to Vesalius from the back line. In comes Turtle Man with the turtle plan, putting down Vesalius, and that'll be a kill for the long lane. Enemy 3-2.
Yeah, Jerby coming up kind of big there. Really important that he threw those crypts out when he did. Stopped a lot of incoming damage, forced him to escape, which was really big. But Vesalius going down is the real key here. Yep. Without having that Sunbreaker, they don't have a way to push this off. I mean, we're actually looking at tier. I don't even think he can rotate fast enough.
Rival has vision. Rival has vision, but do they have the ability?
Oh my
Overhead
God.
smash! Rival takes it! But there you the culprit right there, and they'll turn on the enemy. Turtleman being basically blocked by Mytheria for the double kill. Austin to the max has made the rotation. This is monkey on monkey, but a beautiful Fearless, and Tier pushes him out of the way.
We'll see the bludgeon. He's going to bird. Wow. Okay, I don't know if he intended to do that. That looked like it was supposed to be a tiger for the stun. But Mytheria coming up massive there. That huge spike right off the cliff. The Gold Fury stolen away with one ability. That's got to hurt.
Love the teamwork from Unrelinquished as well. Mytheria was dead to rights. Pushed him out immediately. Great play and great recognition of when your teammates need you.
Mytheria's steal right there spells a rather even mid-game as we're going to start getting into that point. This is going to give them a much better opportunity in the mid-game to apply pressure in places where they probably wouldn't have been able to go had they lost it.
Right. I mean, that's one of the cooler things is as they lose it, Mytheria goes ahead and hits the overhand smash to take it. A world with no hog, Brandon.
Dude, I like this world.
I love it. It's honestly, it's just more exciting.
You know, I played about 7 or 8 games of Smite when I first started playing. You know, I'm talking like June 27 and 28 of 2012.
Right.
And someone's like, oh, why don't you buy Hand of the Gods?
The best does.
And try to jungle. And I'm like, what? You can do that in this game? Dude, I'm down.
Yeah.
What? So I just like started doing it, right?
Such a staple.
And it has been there. 4 or 5 hogs in almost every single meta that we've had for 3 years.
And it's the fact that it's God, I mean...
Dude, I'm pumped.
It's exciting.
It's new.
I like the fact that that Hunbats could do that. Just steals it with the overhand smash. I like the fact that mages are the new hog. You now need a mage.
You know, for me, it almost feels like the Old Boy remake if it was good.
Oh God.
To be fair, it was all right.
It was okay. And our resident movie
it wasn't
critic.
Terrible.
It was so bad. It was an embarrassment.
I mean, compared to Parks, fine, but just let it be. I'm having a conversation with production. I'm sorry, everybody.
I'm regurgitating what Eric's saying, so we've got things on both fronts. But under the tower is a different story. Jeremy defensively uses the ultimate, but effectively loses 75% of it, only 25 off of the wall. Mytheria one more time will get out thanks to the quick hands of the Long Islander, Met Yankee.
Yeah, he was able to get out of there just barely. Again,
Geb shield.
Thanks to Met Yankee. The Geb shield was beautiful.
Geb shield. I'm telling you, there's something in the water. Something that makes New Yorkers great, I think. I don't know what it is. But it doesn't go down to Jersey.
I'm going to be so cool right now.
It doesn't go down to Jersey.
It's going to be so cool. I'm being so cool.
You're never cool. How are you cool?
That's fair.
And we're going to force Turtle Man back, or rather, he'll walk back by his own volition. He wants to go ahead and pick up an item. It'll be full boots. So Transcendence and boots online for the Hunter. For enemy, just a little bit behind the rival Hunter. We'll take a look. Top player damage, well, it's still awesome to the max. No surprise there.
I mean, I don't know who could be surprised. The guy had a solo kill to start the game off. It's basically the only reason Enemy is even alive in this game at this point is that he's shutting Unrelinquished down.
Just a little bit too much. Skeleton might have been off a little bit too much. He's surrounded, but in comes help. Jerby's here. Not enough. The best takes to life with the wind gust. Jerby in trouble. One more shot. He'll be able to get out of there. No problem. But Skeleton, he'll fall.
So, Awesome to the Max rotating back over to solo here. We're likely to see the slapbox continue as 3 members of Rival push into the tower. Chris Pocket by himself probably going to let this one go.
Most likely. Really not able to defend it. It's just 500 gold.
Chris, no, just walk
away.
away.
Walk in, get stunned, forced into the ultimate. He'll be able to do some damage, but look at the minimap. Medusa rotating in might be able to make something to do with the lower health thresholds. Chris Pocket falls.
What are you looking at?
One stun, the best.
Hey, look, a Geb Shield. And another blocked Lacerate. Beautiful. Unfortunately, no follow-up there for Rival, but a great play overall. We'll find 1 plus the tower so far for 0. So, we're 12 minutes in. Rival looking pretty strong once again. The Gold Fury steal has spelt a rather strange turn of events in their favor. So far, it seems like Enemy has had some struggle to work past, except for Awesome to the Max, who, of course, is keeping pace. Everyone else is behind, most notably Skeleton, level 10 compared right now. Is that a level 13?
Yeah, it is. 13 on 13 in the solo lane. Jerby and Skeleton both level up to be 13 and 11, respectively, and they'll pick up some extra experience from these left-hand Harpies.
Look at Jerby, actually ahead of the best as well, despite the early game pressure. It probably comes down to the fact that it's 2-1-1 versus 1-2-2.
4 to 6 read the kills, so you got that on the top for Rival.
Welcome back to lane.
Still ahead by 2,000, and Jerby not able to find a way into his own lane. The best providing lots of defense. Skeleton's here.
Still going for it. Stunned out.
Stunned out.
Look at Chris Pocket. He'll find it here. No, chooses against it.
Ooh, the backside.
Ooh, look at this.
Killing it. Doing absolute work. 5-0-2 for the young monk. 3 members of Enemy. A little bit in trouble as the entire team of Rival is here. The Lawbringer. The Suns. Chris Pocket is down. Unrelinquished with the kill. Medusa's in. Gets a good stun, but unfortunately, Skeleton stunned as well. Forced to use that Eagles rally defensively.
Awesome to the backs. Yeah, trying to get away here into the Tiger Stun. He's getting baited. Yeah, they're going to find another one. Beautiful combo.
You know, the Rival just hiding in the jungle.
So, Vesalius by himself here. Rather, Turtleman by himself here in the mid lane. No one choosing to rush him down. Rival extends their lead here. As you see, we go back to the graphs. Realistically, the gold's not getting that much worse. But what it comes down to is the experience difference is just hovering at 5,000. That's a lot.
To say the least. I mean, just look. You can see it on the bottom. 3 levels separate the jungler, and that's the scariest. Being able to do what Mytheria did just now, sure, he died, he bit off a little more than he could chew, but being able to just delete people is not really what Hunbats does unless he gets ahead, and that's what we're seeing.
F-Dot, if you didn't see that right there, we checked in with Jerby. He has put 2 points into Fleeting Breath. Now, this is most likely a misclick. On top of the fact that, given the fact that his the corpse throw is not level 4, he doesn't have access to that extra corpse, which means that one small misclick has actually lost him a lot of damage.
Lots of damage on the Gold Fury attempt.
Enemy
Fury Weevil used on the right-hand side. Enemy gets the Gold Fury, but will they get the fight? Matt Yankee, very, very low, and he's going to be chased out by his compatriot.
He's trying for it. He's slowed, and that's guaranteed, yeah.
Oh
my god, he didn't die! He's knocked up, he's inside creeps, but Sickening Strike will find it. But how much time did it cost him to go for it? Jerby getting very low, Unrelinquished, trying to find it. Shell gonna be used in the backline. Skeleton not letting this one go. We'll find another kill as Vesalius has to take into the dive bomb. Jumps right back in place.
For all of the good moves that Rival has made in the past sequences, this unfortunately is not one of them. An Enemy has taken the lead. Mytheria very, very low. Blinks, jumps, he'll be safe. But the rest of his team will not be. Unrelinquished down for half a minute. Matt Yankee fell earlier. Vesalius also down for 20 seconds. Great team fight out of Enemy, and they're just not done. The best will also fall, and he's out for another 30.
And just like that, they take the gold lead back by 1,000. We'll look at the graphs here to see the experience as well. And wow, normalized. The game suddenly even, in fact, slightly in favor of Enemy Esports.
Huge swing. Rival looked great before that.
I like this play from Mytheria, though. Look at this. Just going to take the tier 1.
Why not?
Trade out the one that they just lost. Even game.
There it is. Teams are separated by 600 gold, which is nothing. There it is.
That's
857.
Irrelevant. 2,000 gold, or rather experience, is also not a huge lead. Chris Pocket 1 level behind, and it looks like Jerby 1 level ahead. Skilladon 2 levels behind, and otherwise we're even. There is a 1 level difference between the teams.
Spirit Earl being built into by Skilladon. He's noticed that he needs a little bit more of those protections. That last team fight went his way, but we've seen too many defensive Eagles rallies out of the jungler. The distance between himself and Mytheria is getting shorter, so he's making a lot of the right moves as the game transitions into the mid-game, which is sort of what we expect out of Bologna.
But still, let's take a look at the damage charts here. Awesome to the max, of course, having another really good win in that last team fight. He could still be top damage.
He's always, I mean, the Sun Wukong is just the pick for him, and as we look towards, you all right there, Brandon?
Oh yeah, life is good.
Not moderate? Wow, we've moved up in the world.
Life is good.
We've moved up in the world. Mytheria, waiting. What is he waiting for?
Hard to say.
Turtle Man. There it is. Blink. Everything.
Beautiful.
Dead.
They didn't even need the Fear No Evil. Met Yankees absolutely flawless knock up there off the Shockwave. Unrelinquished, stuck inside the corpse throw. Jerby, fleeting breath, won't have an explosion here. Empty the crypts will be used. Little off the mark.
Just for the slow. It's
Chris
just
Pocket.
for the slow. The damage is irrelevant. Jerby gets the kill with different damage, and in comes the rest of Rival. Chris Pocket slow it a bunch. Teleport behind the Sobek is smart, and it's good. Chris very, very low. 35% HP for the Alligator, and he'll be forced back into the solo lane. Meanwhile, just like Mytheria on the right-hand side, Vesalius on the left-hand side, picking up the tower.
Yeah, just taking that Yeezus
Huge
to
stun!
work.
Huge stun! Mytheria gets the
wow.
kill on Awesome to the max. All of a sudden, this is Rival's team fight on the right-hand side.
Going the corpse throw, not finding the corpse explosion off of it. He misses the major explosion part of it and doesn't get off enough damage. Not by a mile. Best, however, able to throw down a lot. Jerby again throwing corpses down. He should be picking those up. Needs some of to get that mana back. He has to pick those up immediately. Otherwise, they all need to turn tail and run because he doesn't have enough to explode anymore.
Vesalius was chased off of the tier 2, although it hangs on by the corner of a thread.
Jerby's dead.
Jerby, on the other hand, can't do that. Met Yankee picks up the kill. Mytheria one more time escapes with just a sliver of HP, and 3 members of Rival will chase down Skilladon. Unrelinquished is here.
Oh
the mark is on, and Vesalius has made the rotation, but so has Turtle Man. One stun is good, but now the entirety of Rival has turned their sights onto the Medusa, and he'll be running around in circles trying to find health.
Awesome to the max is back.
Smack.
Beautiful teleport. Unrelinquished will find the kill onto Turtle Man. He continues to box here. Skilladon smartly will try to bait him backwards, but Unrelinquished recognizes the situation, knows he doesn't want to box the Bologna, and thus... Production, please. I wonder what it's like being back there.
Oh.
The Hindu man's like, please, put me on the desk.
Just shudders from the casting staff.
Put me on the desk.
The cave that is production. No, shout-outs to Peckies, though.
Shout-outs to Pecky. Shout-outs to Mose.
Shout-outs to Mose and Sour Cream and Peckies.
Yeah.
That's how they get things done in the back. No. Kevin is the sour cream guy. We understand that. But Adonis isn't. Does Germany use sour cream?
Oh, my God. Chris Pocket, I'm not sure if he got those mid-camps by himself. He was trying. No hog, though, makes things very difficult.
It's a much different world. I mean, that's really where supports have had to adjust the most is, well, I just can't clear this camp. Takes a little bit long.
Skilladon able to get his speed buff, however. Right side. Oh, awesome to the max. Cudgel going to take that one.
Jingle bang.
Found it.
That is mine.
We're 20 minutes in, though. Gold Fury respawned. I imagine will be the next point of contention.
Oh, yeah.
Teams need to heal up, make sure they're as full health, full mana. You're going to see Unrelinquished back in the base. Austin to the max needs to follow suit very quickly.
Jerby is here. He's got a lot of control. Skilladon will send back. So the enemy team right here with the Medusa, the Outwash, and the Sobek, they have a lot of control over this tier 2. I don't think there's anything Rival will want to dive head on into just yet. They'll probably look for a pick before they go for that. But we do see Vesalius heading over to the left-hand side one more time. That tower is just barely alive.
All right, left side. They're grouping up here. Enemy smart to clear the side of the jungle out and start to defend that Gold Fury area. They do have a ward for now. I assume that's going to be taken as Geb rotates in. No, wait, does Met Yankee not have a sentry? No, he put it down.
Yeah, he's got it.
Oh, wait. No, we didn't.
That was a regular ward.
I don't think he had any wards at all.
Oh, that is a blue team ward. That is blue team ward, yeah. So enemy has division over the objective.
Unrelinquished, Matheria, Vesalius all do have sentry wards.
They should go and change that, because as we said, this is the next point of contention. Enemy really making it known right here. Met Yankee pretending like it's still Hog hanging out. Here comes Isis. That'll be a big change.
Keeping an eye. Good use of positioning there. Chris Pocket was the only one tanking. Vesalius was max range on the Hunter. That's what you want to see.
Ooh, Rival going to turn things around, and Rival will pull the Gold Fury.
They did that actually to clear the wards out. Met Yankee in the backline. A lot of damage. You're going to see almost all of that damage that you see on the Turtle Man came just from Geb. The Shockwave doing a lot. Matheria, though, oh my god, has completely baited them.
Yeah, there's the ultimate, and that'll just delete Turtle Man right there. Whoa, Shell! Ladies and gentlemen, we talked about the smallest of smalls. And 5 HP on the side of Turtle Man right there. Turned around is Rival. Unrelinquished has made the rotation. Skeleton very, very low. Can't fight the tier. And the Suns are raining down on Awesome to the max.
With that, Skeleton able to still Eagles rally, but you can see is going to be forced back to the base.
Yep.
Awesome to the max is maybe not alone here, but they don't really have any great control. Medusa finally working her way back. Still access to the Stone Gaze. Circular protection going to be used here, which should guarantee this.
Jerby's got the burst, and enemy takes it. Thanks to the help of that and the Jingu Bang. Rival now looking for the win of the fight, but it's not going their way. Vesalius gets a gift of a Geb shield from Met Yankee. Matheria gets a kill, and one more time escapes by the skin of his teeth. Tyr is controlling Turtle Man. Turns his sight onto Skeleton. There's 4 members here. You're in Eagles rally, but you're all alone. The mark, the bounce, Vesalius with the trick shot.
So let's take a look at the graphs here. As that banged out, you can see that they did get the steal. Not really sure how they allowed Jerby to have that huge rotation around the backside, or how the circular protection wasn't the thing that cleared it, but at the same time, they still won that fight front to back. Chris Pocket by himself here against 4.
Ooh, spicy choice here. Vesalius, Matheria.
Met Yankee, come on.
Met Yankee's going to get knocked up. We'll wait for DM Brandon's boss strategy there. Chris Pocket, though, showing his face as the lone support.
So Chris Pocket actually should have walked towards Sobek there to group the pools up and force a bait. Could have stacked him up badly. The best taking a shot there. Chris Pocket getting comboed. Very, very smart for Matheria to stick on this. There's the Sunbreaker. Oh my god.
2,000 HP left on the Fire Giant. 300, and it's good. Rival gets the kill. And with that, they're going to go ahead, take their buff back, lick their wounds, and bye.
Enemies got to be getting kind of nervous here. Losing another game, putting themselves at relegation point, can definitely hurt. And what it comes down to is Turtle Man's not getting the damage off in the fights necessary. Jerby's getting picked too soon. Like you said before, Skeleton, too many defensive Eagles rallies. And now, because of all that, they're behind. It all comes down to the fact that Awesome to the max can't carry this anymore. In fact, for the first time, I think we see him not on top of the player damage charts.
I think one of the big things here, Brandon, bringing it back to Soul Lane, is Unrelinquished is playing. We didn't really see Unrelinquished do much of anything.
He got bodied.
Yeah, I mean,
he got solo killed at level 3.
He got wrecked in the first game, didn't really do what he could for the win in the second, but here in the third game, I'm seeing these Fearlesses, I'm seeing these power cleaves. Tyr is making an impact in this fight, and I think it's huge for Rival as we're in game 3.
Look at this guy, teleporting all the way to the back line. Awesome to the max could be in some trouble.
Ooh.
Beautiful. Ox not only doing the damage there, but is knock-up immune. Tyr won't actually do the damage there, so great play.
Character knowledge, again.
Look at Yeezus, by the way, all by himself over in solo. If they send Medusa to deal with that, he's probably going to outbox her front to back.
He's been doing it the whole time, walks directly over a ward, doesn't realize it though. Chris Pocket misses the charge prey, and unfortunately that puts Sobek in a bad situation, and Matheria will put him back to base. Out come the Crips, out come the slows, and that's a lot of damage onto the side of enemy. Turtle Man does get the kill. Looking very good. 1 death on each side of the teams. Awesome to the max in the middle of everything, and Rival very, very low, but they do surround him. Where are they going to go? Can't find it. Awesome to the max gets safety, and he'll go ahead and back with Rival with their Fire Giant still. Doesn't win that fight.
Yeah, but remember, they also, on the side of Rival, took the tier 2 in mid lane. Yeezus was pushing that one up as fast as possible and then rejoins the fight. Speaking of which, Teleport going to bring Awesome to the max back with full health. Still has his ultimate available as well.
Huge defensive play to go ahead and teleport to that second tier tower. Shows the commit from enemy. They will defend this tier 2. They're not waiting to fall back on the Phoenix. Because of that, Rival has to be a little bit careful. Their support, 50% HP. Unrelinquished, the best, and Vasilia is still very full, but their support is low. That's their front line, and because of it, they're going to fall back. All 5 members of enemy on the right-hand side of the map, but Theria still not up.
You know, they don't get much out of that. That was a very successful defense from enemy. They lose, it looks like 1 tier 2 overall. Let's take a look at the graphs, Hindu. As we see, 3,400 gold, not a huge deal. The 10,000 experience, on the other hand, you see Matheria with a 4-level lead. You see Best is even. Yankee has 3 levels, and Vesalius has 2 levels himself. So it's still pretty decent right now for Rival. They have their Fire Giant for another 60 seconds, and they should utilize it to take down the tier 2 and right.
An enemy off of that great defense, they go ahead and they take the tier 1 in solo lane. It's just 500 gold. It's just a tier 1, but it's something. These are the things that you have to do to keep your team relevant at a high level of play when you're behind. You have to keep finding these small footings. You can't climb a mountain without getting first to the base.
So they're going to push into the tier 2. No defense going to happen this time. Too many people on left. You see them starting to back now even. Oh no, Awesome to the Max stopped his back there. Again, stopped his back. What are they doing over there?
This is the Phoenix if enemy does not respond.
No, there's no way.
There's Medusa, but that's just Medusa. Fear no evil will push her directly into Vesalius' arrows, and he's going to fall. Phoenix is very, very low. So is
Sunbreaker.
Everyone. Sunbreaker doing so much AoE damage. Phoenix still alive, that's huge.
They forced so many people to the front line. Unrelinquished still living in there as well. Phoenix gonna fall, as does Awesome to the Max. Skeleton getting very low as well. How long until he can get out? He's slowed, he's silenced, and despite the corpse explosion, he dies.
Knock up, slow. There's just no escaping Team Rival right now as they lead this game 7,000 gold above their enemy. Well, that's fun to say. Going to the mid lane now, looking at the Firebird. This one, it's going to go down a lot faster than the one on the right-hand side. And knowing the way this series has gone, I think Rival will go ahead and clean up the other Phoenix. I don't think they were quite ready to go ahead and pour into the base.
No, they're going to be safe here. I like this call. As we back up, we'll take a look at the graphs again. You'll see there's a bigger gold lead. In fact, let's take a look at gold in hand. They're each going to have about 1,000 gold to spend, or, oh my.
Well.
God.
300 more, and that's a Deathbringer.
No, it's 100 more. It's 3150.
Oh, I didn't realize he had 3,000 gold.
And if he had anything to sell, I mean, well, he got himself a full rage there. He's got his beads maxed. You see, is that sprint as well? Probably going to be heavenly agility.
Yep.
There's really no way for them to come back into this in a boxing matchup anymore. Like, Turtle Man can no longer come anywhere near boxing Vesalius, and given the fact that Mark of the Golden Crow is one of the best tank shred abilities in the game, he is currently the most dangerous person on the map by a mile.
Yeah, that Mark at its 5th level, it's so interesting how this jumps. If we could highlight that ability real quick, it's so interesting how much this jumps. At rank 5, all of a sudden, Hoyi gets 25% penetration against the Mark God.
Which is nuts.
It's 25% penetration. It's incredible, and Vesalius will definitely be utilizing that to his use. And not to mention how effective these Sunbreakers have been in the middle of team fights. He's putting them down in the right spots and tearing the opposition apart.
Chris Pocket walks away from the Fire Giant. Gonna have a hard time getting through the Best here. Awesome to the Max and Turtle Man trying to work their way in as well, but Best chooses to do the mid camps instead of either the Fire Giant or playing Bellywick to the entrances of the fight itself.
Chris Pocket still here, but he's being zoned out by Unrelinquished, who, as we mentioned, has really stepped it up this time around. On the side comes Awesome to the Max. He's going to be looking for that intro, and he does find it. Oh, Skeleton in a little bit of trouble from Matheria as well. The Fire Giant has been stopped. Rival now focusing on the enemy.
And they're into the back line. Unrelinquished is alone here, blocked out by the Crips, but he wastes, it looks like, 2 ultimates for just his own, actually getting Medusa's as well. Awesome to the Max still has his ultimate available.
Fear no evil.
Shouldn't be any trouble for him to get out of there. And finally, we see an Eagles rally used offensively.
Sunbreaker is going to fall down. That'll zone more than it will do damage, but it's effective. Rival, very low. Unrelinquished, too low to do much of anything. Met Yankee as well at about 25% mark. Meanwhile, enemy looking very healthy. Awesome the Max, 60% healthy enough for Sun Wukong. He's ready to walk in. And if Rival backs to fix their health bars, Brandon, this will be an opportunity for enemy to take the fire.
No, well, I mean, take a look at this. They have to back. There's like, what, 15, 16.
That's 2 waves.
12,000 minions in here right now. Awesome to the max. Couldn't even clean them up very quickly. You see that, wow, a lot of damage.
Look at the audacity of Rival, just going right back to the Fire Giant. I absolutely love the confidence coming out from this Challenger team. Skilladon literally being pushed around by Unrelinquished, the damage onto Chris Pocket. Tank or nah, that's going to be a good knockup from Geb. In comes the Lawbringer, but Eagles rally defensively.
Jerby in the back line tried to make the... Did Jerby steal that? No, they didn't do it, excuse me. I thought Jerby made the play.
No,
did not. Graham, in the mid lane here, look at the fire minions.
Awesome.
I think it's very important. Actually, no, we're going to have to see if Awesome goes for the steal here. I mean, I guess
this is where Rival
right?
stops DPS. They just stop DPS. They wait for the Monkey King to come around, show his face.
Matheria trying to spot him out.
There it is. He gets stunned. He
locked.
gets hit. He gets slowed.
Beautiful.
He gets smacked. Unrelinquished gets credit for that one. 25 kills on Rival. Over double their opponent's enemy with only 11. They're going to go ahead. Rival is going to go ahead and pick up the Fire Giant. The 2 Phoenixes, one has respawned, and enemy has done a great job of defending it. But now the Phoenix is half HP, half power, and Rival has a Fire Giant buff. 1, 2, 3 shots. The Phoenix is already down for the 2nd time. Cataclysm is good. Here comes Medusa. Great ult, but is it enough?
I doubt it. Chris Pocket was forced to use his ultimate defensively. Mid-Phoenix has fallen again just to the fire minions, and it looks like they're going to turn their sights to the left side. They have enough time to burn down this bird before having to fight the Titan itself, especially considering Awesome still has 15 seconds before he's back online.
Good flip by Chris Pocket is going to put Matheria into harm's way, but he's able to jump out no problem.
Nice defense.
The entire time being tanked by the Geb. But as you said, Brandon, enemy really lining up for great D.
Look at the best in the back line, though, throwing a big shot to Jerby. Will Jerby make it in? No! Best actually takes him right 1 step outside the fountain. We're actually going to see Skilladon and Chris Pocket fall as well. It's going to be Medusa with no ult and Awesome to the max. Not going to happen. Game 3 going to Rival.
Rival needs one more win to just make it to the Pro League.